Hi guys. Hope that the hangover is not too strong. I'm going to try to be as light as possible. So please stay with me. Okay. So today I'm going to talk about the marine drafting and the way that we in Vera Navis use as creatively as possible. So, starting with an overview of the marine drafting. This is a very powerful tool. It began at Advantage Pack. We know that there are some people that still have old licenses and still work with the marine drafting that is on the Advantage Pack. Please update your license because the tool is much, much stronger now and you can do many things, new things with marine drafting. For example, since 2018, it's possible to create a marine drafting with an output drawing completely empty. This allows you to prepare all your production drawings. For example, if you have a team working on a structure and you know that there will be changes and even that are parts missing, you can prepare your drawing and then it will be much faster to produce all the drawings that you need. So the marine drafting is always connected to the 3D model. So it's very easy to update because it's linked. And that's it. To do those, to prepare the marine drafting, you need to have the location groups. The locations groups allows you to do many things. For example, mark lines on the hull plate, create data on structural parts, and to create reference lines and automatic marine drafting views. About the reference lines, this is very useful, and I know that there are people who don't use this, but please try because you are going to enjoy it. Because you can personalize the reference lines, and it's very easy to create them and to update them. The reference lines can be defined on the template drawing of the marine draftings, and then you can always use it, for example, for the same project in a structure, all the units, all the blocks will have the same reference lines and will be much easier. Also, those reference lines can be imported and exported between drawings and between projects. So if you do this once, you can always use on another project. And for example, we had a Turkish shipyard, I think, and they wanted the reference line to be in Turkish. So, okay, we did it. It's okay, you can do whatever the shipyard wants. So there are 5 ways to create views on marine drafting. The first one is the automatic way, and this needs to have the location group created. And as I said, it's possible to do it with an output drawing completely empty. From a plane, this can be very useful, for example, when you have a pipe arrangement that is very complex and you don't know exactly where you want to cut, what are the coordinates, and then you can pick, for example, a pipe and the marine drafting will cut from that position. Then from locations, again, you need to have the location group set, and it's very quick to create the same drawings on different marine drafting drawings. Because you can create a set of locations and the marine drafting will know that you want always to cut, for example, on frame 1, frame 2, frame 3, and he's going to do it. And then from objects, for example, if you have a stiffener that it's not aligned to the reference lines, you can pick the stiffener or whatever part you want, and then the marine drafting will create a view that it's aligned with the part. With the bounding box, for me, this is my favorite one. I'm always using it because you can create anything that you want, with the depth that you want, with the shape that you want, and the shape not because it's a box, but with the dimensions that you want. And if you cut something but you want to see what is aft or forward, we can push the bounding box and then see whatever you want. This is new for me. I only discovered this last week, but it was amazing. And it's a good discovery, and I think that there are many people here that don't know about this. The distributed system arrangements, it's similar to assembly drawing on the structures, and allows you to do everything that the marine drafting do, but selecting also the AutoCAD geometry, like lines, polylines. And this can be very helpful if you have, for example, all the design, all the general arrangements created in the right position, then you can reference this drawing and have it on the marine drafting drawing. This is also a little bit more powerful than the marine drafting, because if you select many drawings and there are parts that it's on all the drawings, a line or something like that, it's going to appear once. Allows you also to put tags on perspective views, and we used it, for example, for this piping arrangement. As you can see, we have all the tags and the bomb, as we can do on marine drafting, but on a perspective view. There are some shipyards that prefer this, others prefer the typical top views, transverse views, so it's actually as the shipyard wants. The creative way to work with marine drafting is to pick everything that I told you and mix it up and have a drawing with several things. For example, you can make a reference, a SHREF, for structures, equipments, other systems, anything that you want, and the marine drafting will cut it and consider it. You can also hide the SHREF to be easier to see what you want to cut. And for example, we had a project with a huge project, really complex, and for the structure to be easy to use on the piping arrangements, we created some dynamic blocks. So this is good, but bad at the same time, because the dynamic block don't refresh. So every time that there was a change on the structure, we have to redo again the dynamic block. You can also cut the structure on the right positions, and then SHREF the views from those marine drafting cuts. Now some example to be more easy. Here is a boat that we did for the Tagus River. As you can see, there is I think that it's here. Okay. Here you have the reference line created, as I told you, with the location groups, and specially done for this project. We also have a lot of tags that the marine drafting allows you to put. And for example, these drawings that you can see, like the general arrangement of this boat, was referenced from the distributed system arrangement. This is from the same project, and as you can see, we have here the bomb tables. Here there are some details that were created by who drew the drawing. Here is a classic marine drafting cut, and at the back you can see a distributed system as a SHREF. Okay, this was a huge project that we did for Scotland, and the tricky was to find a way to give this to the yard. Some parts we decided to deliver by systems, other parts we decided to deliver by areas. But always, as a shipyard, wanted to do it. This is very important, because if the shipyard don't like the drawing, they are not going to do anything with it, and it's a waste of time. So hear a lot what the shipyard wants. And my goal was to draw these pipes over here for the bunker station. Sorry. As you can see here. And this was the result. And here you have the structure has a sysref, has a dynamic block, as I told you. But this, again, the dynamic blocks, be careful. If there are changes, they are not going to be updated. Here you have another arrangement, the build system that we are building also for Scotland. And on this system, the shipyard wanted only this system, not the area. So the result was this. It was a nightmare to do this drawing because we have a lot of information and I really don't know if the yard are going to do something with it. I hope so. Here is a lot of hours wasted. Here you can see is a XREF of equipment. Here the pumps. Here is a SysRef from XREF from the structures, and then you have all the system working. And that's it. Just a small question about the reference lines. We heard that there are some people that have some trouble working with this, and I wanted to ask you if you know what reference line should we put here. This is when we are defining the reference lines that you want to see at marine draftings, because with the marine drafting we can choose if you want to do a frame cut, a longitudinal cut, or a top view cut. So can anyone tell me what should I put here? It's a frame view, and there are two reference lines, the transverse one and the vertical one. I think that the vertical one is easy for everyone, but what should we put here? Anyone knows? Sorry?
Waterline? Waterline.
No, it's not waterline. The waterlines, if you are on a frame view, you are cutting the ship. If you have a ship like this, we are cutting here. So the waterline will be here because it's the vertical reference. And the transverse one, you want the longitudinal cuts. So be careful when assigning this because it can be a mess when updating the marine drafting, the created automatic view. Okay? So just another one, the longitudinal view. On the longitudinal, what should we put here? What should we put here? No? No?
Longitudinal the frames and vertically the...
Exactly. That's it. So that's it for me. Thank you, everyone.